Okay, so this is kind of like the analogy of like paths in the brain and all this kind of stuff. See, like this, where is it? There it is, like a rock. Okay, a rock in our path is like an obstacle. Okay, do we let it interrupt what we're doing and like turn around and go back to our old ways, or do we walk around it, go move it, or whatever? I just walked around it because obviously it's like there's so much more pathway. But like, and then in terms of like I'm in the forest, so it's, or like, well, Mundy Park, but I consider it a forest because I'm in suburbia, right? So, and hopefully I can find something here to show you guys. Okay, like, so this would be like a big pathway, right, of like a forge thing. Okay, so this would be like, okay, I can't believe I'm gonna talk when somebody's coming here. But I say like there's like forge pathways in our brain. So when I was using, and I was an addict, hi puppy, and when I was an addict, it was always like ding, use, ding, use, ding, use. And that was like when I'd get into a stressful situation or things would be emotional or I'd start feeling things, I would always go and use or drink or whatever, right? That was always my thing because it was so conditioned and programmed. Okay, but say, where is one? I can't find it just yet, but I will. And so, you know, I was conditioned to that. And that's why it was always such an automatic reaction. But now that I'm living a clean and sober life, I have to forge new pathways in my brain. Okay, and so what that looks like is like an unbeaten path. And so in that terms of like when I get that kind of feeling or craving, or it's not even really a craving, I guess you could say, or whatever, those urges, what I have to do is things like go for a hike or go do yoga or have a bubble bath or journal or read or go for a walk or go for a run or talk to a friend, or, you know, there's so many other options. You know, people can bike ride, or I'm just trying to think of other things, play cards, meditate, pray. There's lots of other things. Okay, so this isn't exactly it. There's going to be a better one. Okay. I'm a perfectionist, and that's a horrible trait of mine. I used to think it was a good one, but you know what? Imperfections are what make us grow, because then we learn, right? Here we go. Here's something kind of similar to it. And I'm going off the beaten path. Okay, but then it's like this. See that little pathway there? It's kind of like that, okay? So the more you walk down it, the more your brain is going to know that. Okay, so for me it's like, okay, every morning, okay, before I used to wake up every morning. When I would wake up, I used to sleep like 4 hours a week. Okay, and so when I would come to or wake up, whatever, I would go to my kitchen and I would smoke meth, or I would take a couple shots of wine and then make a triple white Russian and then have a triple Alizé Golden Cran. And that was how I would get started, right? Because I'd get too high, then I'd have to settle it out, all that kind of stuff. So when I got sober on February 18th, 2017, I had to forge new pathways in my brain. So at first I wasn't athletic, and at first I still kind of am not, but I mean, no, I am, because I hike 3 hours every morning. But I took a long time to condition that, right? And it's the same thing as the forge pathways. So what I had to do in the beginning was anything, absolutely anything. Massive action is the cure-all, right? So what I had to do was I had to get up every morning, and I just had to get out of my house, because the first thing my brain was doing was like, get up and go to the kitchen, get up and go to the kitchen. Because I have cats, right? So I never want to smoke meth by my cats, right? They have tiny little lungs. So what I used to have to do is just train my brain to not do that. So get up, feed the cats, get out of the house. And so that's what I did, you know. And it's totally possible. And that's a great analogy, is because when we forge new pathways in our brain, then when we get to a stressful situation again, it's not automatically like, okay, I'm going to go smoke some meth. It's actually like, okay, well, I'm going to call a friend and tell them what's going on. And it becomes an automatic reaction. And in fact, we actually in turn save our lives. So it's good to use all these different analogies, and whatever pertains to our lives. It doesn't necessarily have to be this, but that's kind of how it works, right? Because we're so conditioned, and really recovery is all about building a new life and building things, healthy coping mechanisms and things like that. And really, it's uncomfortable at first, of course it is, because it's foreign, right? But it's all worth it. Like, I'm going to be 17 months tomorrow, and I can tell you that all the things that I have had to do and all that, it's been worth the growth, and it's been worth not feeling like a piece of shit every day and not hating myself constantly. There's still days like that, of course there is, but you know what, they're few and far between now. And the way that I feel, and to be able to do this kind of stuff and to know that it's reaching people, hopefully And you know what? Even if every day is a gift when you're in recovery, you realize that, because I can still remember what it was like to be stuck in that for 17 years. Actually, it was 17 years for meth and 22 years for alcohol. So you know what? I hope this helped you guys. I love you guys so much, and remember that you are worth it. No matter what your head tells you, you're worth getting clean and sober. Okay? I love you. Have a great day. Bye.